Today in the battle arena, Thanos versus Kratos. The Mad Titan is taking on the ultimate god killer. But who's coming out on top in this epic fight? Well, today, that's what we're going to find out. Born in Sparta, Kratos is a demigod son of Zeus and was once a soldier and Spartan general. He worked under Ares' command, serving the god of war, until he accidentally killed his wife and daughter under Ares' order. The ghost of Sparta renounced his service to the god of war, eventually killing him and ascending to true godhood himself, becoming the new god of war. And from there, Kratos continued on his deicide, claiming revenge against his father Zeus and all the Olympian gods who had betrayed him. After following through on his vengeance, Kratos left to Norway and the world of the Norse gods. And of course, war and fighting followed him there too. Now Kratos isn't just a great character, he's also just an absolute beast. He is so freaking powerful. And there is a difference between gameplay Kratos and lore Kratos. Like in the gameplay, we've seen Kratos struggle to lift some rocks. He gets hurt by swords or arrows or random skeleton warriors. Sometimes he can't even open certain chests. Even when he's literally killing gods, it doesn't necessarily feel that earth-shattering, especially when you compare it to some of the stuff going on in the Marvel universe. But that's why you have to understand the lore of Kratos in the God of War universe, because that's how you'll see just what a beast Kratos truly is. Let me explain the God of War cosmology here for a second, as there are basically three different power groups you need to know about: primordials, titans, and gods. In the beginning, before anything was, there were the primordials. These beings waged war on each other before the very concept of time existed. And out of this war came the Earth. And not just the Earth, but the whole universe itself. I mean, they were throwing punches around and literally creating the Big Bang. That's insane. And what's even crazier? Kratos killed some of them. Like Gaia, Mother Earth, the first being to ever exist. Kratos killed her. Thanatos, the primordial personification of death, and responsible for helping to create the universe. Kratos killed him. The very concept of death. And Kratos killed him. Then there are the Titans, the spawns of the primordials, like Kronos, king of the Titans, 16,000 feet tall, 7 million tons. And when this Titan tried to crush Kratos with his fingers, Kratos was able to hold him off and push him back. That's like holding back millions of tons, billions of tons of force. It's an absolutely insane showing. Kronos has had the same universe-shaking fights against primordials, but he wasn't able to fight and kill Kratos. And Kratos did it again. This time he was fighting against Atlas, a titan who's roughly just as strong as Kronos and is tasked with holding the sky on his shoulders. Atlas tried to squish Kratos just like Kronos did, but Kratos was able to hold it off and push him back, just like he did with Kronos. Wait. Hold on, let me make sure you get that. Atlas is the strongest titan in God of War. It required the might of both Hades and Poseidon to stop him. He could hold the entire cosmos on his shoulders and prevent it from falling and collapsing. And in God of War, the sky and the entire cosmos has been confirmed a few times to be literally infinite and limitless. Atlas is performing the same feat as when Superman held up a book of infinite pages, or when Hercules held the literal sky. Simply holding up infinity. Yet he still failed to crush Kratos. And Kratos is also just a fraction of his size too. Then there are the times where Kratos fought against gods, and specifically some pretty powerful Norse gods, like Thor. Thor is so strong and so powerful that his battle with Jormungandr splintered the tree Yggdrasil, and this is what it looks like when a tree is splintered. But Yggdrasil is so much more than just a tree. It's a construct that transcends space and time and supports all of creation with its existence, holding the infinite universes that are housed within Norse mythos. Thor splintered that tree with his fight with Jormungandr, and sent Jormungandr backwards through time with a punch, back before even his own birth. This is the guy that Kratos fought against, and it's the guy that Kratos was able to beat and overpower by the end of the game. And not just that, but defeating gods like Hades, and ripping out Hades' soul, defeating Baldur, a guy who can knock out the world serpent with just 3 punches, and defeat even Zeus and Odin themselves, beating literal universal and Skyfather level beings by himself. He truly is the ultimate god killer. But in the other corner, well, it's the Mad Titan, none other than Thanos himself. And just to clarify if there's any confusion, this is the 616 version of Thanos, so the mainstream version from the comics. Ever since he was just a child, Thanos has been obsessed with nihilism and death, eventually falling in love with the physical embodiment of death itself, Mistress Death. Wishing to impress her and win her love in return, Thanos gathered an army and completely destroyed his home planet of Titan, slaughtering millions of his race. And from there, well, he began a search for more and more power in order to fulfill his goal of spreading death and destruction across the universe, all for his love. Thanos has strength that way outclasses even the likes of Hulk and Thor and the other Avengers, easily overpowering them and sending them flying with punches, even managing to manhandle Hulk and Thing, while at the same time fighting both Thor and Hercules. So like legit, 4 of the strongest heroes in all of Marvel, and Thanos is fighting all of them at once. He's nearly killed Silver Surfer with just a few punches. He's able to send Hulk flying miles away with just 1 hit. He's been able to actually fight against Thor while Thor had the power gem, and Namor has said that getting punched by Thanos is the worst pain that he's ever experienced. And Namor has definitely taken some serious punches through his life. He's kinda an easy guy to punch in the face. But the Mad Titan is so strong that he's even able to bust planets, destroying a planet in his fight with Drax the Destroyer, then bull rushing his son Thane straight through a planet, destroying that one too. And while Thanos is very strong, I think his durability puts him in a class all his own. He can take blasts from Silver Surfer like they're nothing, shouts from Black Bolt like they're nothing, take hits from Thor with the power gem, and he simply just smiles. Thanos is actually legit so tough that several heroes have said that they've broken every bone in their hand just by punching him. He's even survived gas giants and planets exploding, withstood black holes with the mass of multiple galaxies. Good luck putting Thanos down. I'm not even sure if that's actually possible. And I mean that literally. Thanos has survived blasts that legit one-shotted heroes like Hulk, Thor, and Gladiator. He's even been disintegrated down to a skeleton before and survived, quickly regenerating in the process. But Thanos isn't just limited to his physical strength and durability. He's also a master of energy manipulation. He's able to knock out the Thing with just a flick of his fingers, knock out both the Thing and Thor with just one blast, kill Adam Warlock with one blast, and has just made a habit of regularly knocking out some pretty powerful heroes with ease. Heck, he's even able to knock around Galactus with an energy blast, send him flying halfway across the moon. Of course, it didn't put him down because it's Galactus, but still incredibly impressive. He's able to create energy bubbles to trap people in or stop attacks from coming his way, and is also able to create some powerful force fields that have held up to Galactus before and have stopped both Thor and the Champion while they had the power gem. This really is one of Thanos' most powerful abilities. At the end of the day, this is all why Thanos is ranked as the Avengers' most dangerous villain, and is seen to be on par with the likes of Odin and Galactus. He's got power nearly without end, is allowed to sit at tables with the most powerful entities in the Marvel Universe, and is easily, truly, one of the best. So, who wins here? Who's coming out on top? Well, let's find out. Now, Kratos has never fought against a psychopathic alien warlord before and god of war, but Thanos has regularly fought against a warrior god with a mighty weapon several times, Thor. So I think it's kind of fair to see how Thanos has specifically done against Thor throughout the years, and compare that to what Kratos is capable of. So Kratos is strong enough to do smaller things like lifting a nearly 2 million ton bridge or flipping over a massive temple. It's funny that those are smaller things for him, but he's also been able to square off against gods and beings that are capable of universe-shattering power. He's really, really strong. But so is Thor. He's regularly been operating at planetary level strength, whether it's cracking planets with his blows, or bench pressing planets, or even like pulling the Midgard serpent off the Earth. And that's not even close to Thor's potential. Thor's overwhelmed the force of the World Engine before, a giant machine attached to the Yggdrasil that was moving the 9 realms. And in order to overpower the machine, Thor had to basically overpower and move the 9 realms as well. And these aren't just any ordinary singular realms either. Each realm in the realm tree is actually confirmed to be a distinct and fully formed universe. Even when Thor was just a baby, his screams were powerful enough to shake the world tree and all the realms. He was a baby. But then here comes along Thanos, and he's absolutely able to pound on Thor, can easily catch his attacks and send him flying with his punches. Thanos has routinely been able to overpower Thor throughout all their fights, and even though they respect each other as warriors and fighters, Thor's never really been a match for the Mad Titan. Thanos is even able to fight against Thor while Thor held the power gem, which can increase your strength to near unprecedented levels, or fight against Thor and Hercules while simultaneously fighting against Hulk and Thing. If Thanos is able to routinely do this against Thor, and do it so casually too, well then he should be able to do it all to Kratos as well. But Kratos is insanely tough, like crazy tough. I mean, he's taken lightning bolts from Zeus, lightning bolts that can literally destroy mountains. Not only that, but lightning bolts that had already pushed back Gaia, one of the most powerful beings of all time. She was the literal embodiment of the earth. Zeus's lightning was able to injure her and push her back, and Kratos took it. He survived a point-blank volcanic eruption that sunk Atlantis. He's taken punches from Hercules, the literal god of strength, and even just his stamina is unbelievable, fighting enemy after enemy, god after god, titan after titan, seemingly without end. And then, of course, attacks from Thor, which can splinter Yggdrasil, and attacks from Balder, which can knock out Jormungandr. He's even survived some truly crazy attacks, like when Hades straight up tried to rip Kratos' soul out of his body. And yet Kratos was just like, nope, and took his soul back. It didn't work. But you know what? Thor is crazy tough too. He's repeatedly taken punches and attacks that either destroyed planets or powerful enough to shake the planet to its very core. He can survive inside of the sun for extended periods of time, take planet-destroying energy blast. He can fight for years on end. And one time, he absorbed the God Bomb into himself. A bomb that was killing all gods across the universe, probably even gods like Odin and Zeus. And Thor absorbed the entirety of the bomb into himself and survived. So yeah, I would say Thor is pretty tough too. But Thanos can ragdoll Thor. Thanos can one-shot Thor. And again, if Thanos can do all this to Thor, then I bet Thanos can do basically the same thing to Kratos too. And if Thor has never been able to overpower Thanos on his own, well then I really doubt that Kratos will be able to either. But that's just talking about it from a physical perspective. Kratos has plenty of weapons that he can try and use to hack Thanos to pieces, like the Blades of Chaos, blades forged within the depths of hell by Ares and imbued with primordial fire, or the Leviathan Axe, weapon purposely made to oppose Mjolnir and infused with the screams of 20 frost giants. Kratos has used these weapons and plenty more to cut his way through countless enemies. He's used them to kill plenty of gods. And against Thanos, well, I think they're gonna be pretty useless. Why? Well, because Thanos is just so freaking tough. He's so tough that he can be punched straight up into orbit and been just fine. He straight up enjoyed taking hits from Thor with the power gem. He can take a lot of hits from a lot of pretty powerful characters in Marvel and not even feel the attack. Or better yet, the attack sometimes actually hurts themselves by punching Thanos. He's that tough. So a lot of Kratos' attacks aren't gonna do much. And even with his bladed weapons, well, Thanos has straight up caught Corvus Glaive's blade in the palm of his hand, a blade that is said to cut down to the atomic level and has sliced right through Hulk, Hyperion, and Thor. Thanos wasn't fazed by it. I'm not sure if Kratos' blades are gonna fare much better. And when it comes to Kratos' fire or ice, or really any energy attack, well, Thanos has survived in the core of stars before. He's taken lightning blast from Thor and straight clowned on Thor afterwards, telling him to do it again. He's been completely fine after blast from both Silver Surfer and even Odin. His shields are powerful enough to where Galactus actually has to strain and push himself to break through them. And Thanos has also survived blasts from Annihilus' throne world, which completely one-shotted heroes like Thor, Hulk, and Gladiator, and even survived a blast from Omega Thanosi, who's said to be twice as powerful as Galactus. So the idea of Kratos actually being able to injure Thanos here, well, it's not looking too good. Meanwhile, Thanos should be able to injure Kratos, either with his punches and physical strength or his energy blast. Thanos has been able to one-shot Thor. He's knocked out Beta Ray Bill and Hulk. He's even sent Galactus flying across the planet with just one blast. All those characters have durability feats on par with Kratos, or even far better than Kratos. Yet Thanos has been able to easily injure them. Should be the same thing here. End of the day, even though Kratos has battled against all the pantheons, killing all the Greek gods, killing the Norse gods, even becoming the very embodiment of hope, I don't think he can compare to Thanos. Sure, you can try and scale Kratos way up, making him out to be a universal level threat. And for the most part, I tend to agree with that. But the problem is, you can do all the same for Thanos and then some. I mean, he's one of the most powerful beings in the Marvel Universe for a reason. Even though he lost his fight against Galactus, well, Galactus was still extremely impressed and even complimented Thanos on the fight. Galactus is way above anything in God of War. Same with Odin over in Marvel. Thanos was able to fight on par with this god, in a fight that Odin himself even said that it has been eons since I fought such a foe, and Odin in Marvel easily scales above every single god in God of War, even gods like Zeus and Odin. And Thanos was able to earn his respect. On top of that, well, Thanos has regularly been able to fight against and beat whole teams of heroes, where just one of the heroes could scale to Kratos or give Kratos a good fight. And I'm not just talking about the Avengers either. There's also the Annihilators, a team made up of Silver Surfer, Quasar, Nova Prime, Ronan the Accuser, Beta Ray Bill, and Gladiator. So arguably even more intimidating and powerful than the Avengers. Kratos cannot physically match up against Thanos, while Thanos should be able to physically beat Kratos, just like he's done with Thor and so many other heroes in the past. And that's about as simple as it gets here. Thanos wins. But what do y'all think? Sound off in the comments down below. I know you're gonna have thoughts and feelings on this one for sure. If you stuck around this long and made it to the end of the video, that's amazing. Thank you so much for watching and for supporting us. And if you want to go subscribe, well, go subscribe. You're going to see more videos like this one every single week. I'll see y'all then. I'll see y'all next time.